In today's video, losing 40 pounds in 3 months with a restrictive diet. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I want to discuss a topic with you around weight loss and fat loss, especially when you've been through a process where you've lost a lot of weight quickly and then gained it back quickly. So the topic for today's video is based around a question that I got on my Instagram direct message. So what I'd like you guys to do is, if you have a question, either go in the comment section below here, or if you send me an Instagram direct message, I can either respond to the message directly or I can make a video about the topic. And what I tend to do is I tend to screenshot them and save them. So this one's from a couple weeks back, but it was so good that I did want to address it. So the question goes something like this. I need your help to adapt my diet to lose weight. I lost around 40 pounds in 3 months with a very restrictive diet, 600 calories a day, doing 2 hours of running, but I gained it all back. I'm currently 150 pounds at 5'4". I need to lose fat quickly because I have to get better at soccer, improve my speed until December. I don't know how many calories would be good for me, as my metabolism probably is much slower. And how can I do that without interfering that much on the sport that I play? Okay guys, so the first thing I want to discuss here is what happens when you take an aggressive approach to fat loss like this. You not only lose body fat, but you also lose lean body mass. And a person who is interested in being better at a sport often associates being lighter with being better. And I promise you that's not the case, okay? What makes you better at a sport is playing the sport and training in a manner that allows you to improve your performance. First and foremost, if you're only getting 600 calories a day, I shudder to wonder what your actual macronutrient breakdown was at that time. But if you're looking for how to set up your macronutrients, this is a perfect time for this question. We have a brand new free macro calculator, no holds. Just go there and check it out. And what it allows you to do is plug in a bunch of information about your age, how active you are, and even the specifics of how you like to eat: a little higher protein, a little lower protein, a little higher fat, a little lower fat. And it will give you a breakdown of what you should do. The most important thing that you need to do is not think of weight loss as something that needs to happen quickly. You see, when you go through these dieting cycles of 600 calories and 2 hours of cardio, and then you reach your goal and you stop the cardio and you just start eating like normal, you've essentially put your body in a position where it can store body fat very rapidly. Our metabolisms are dynamic, meaning the amount of calories that it takes for your body to survive at one point in your life is different than another point in your life. So because you restricted calories for so much, and because you did so much cardio, you put your body in a position where it was basically very, very slow metabolically, okay? The good news is that you've gained all the weight back. And I know your first thought there is like, are you crazy? I don't want to gain the weight back. But this is your body normalizing and stabilizing. When I do this with a competitor, what we do is we do what's called a reverse diet, okay? But throughout the process of weight loss, I make sure my athletes are not losing muscle, because we are competitive athletes, and getting on stage without muscle, well, that would be a disaster. So how do we ensure that we're not losing muscle? First things first, you want to focus on getting enough protein. Your protein is going to make sure that you restore yourself during your training. Doing 2 hours of running, that's great for endurance, but that's probably not great for soccer. So I would suggest, instead of doing 2 hours of running, you start doing more activity related to soccer. Now, I'm not a soccer expert, but I would assume lots of sprint drills, lots of dribbling drills, and getting good at passing and dribbling. That type of activity is all you're gonna need as far as burning calories throughout the day. If you put your body in a position where you train hard, eat well, and recover, you're going to see a change in body composition, okay? You're going to see less fat, more muscle, and improve your performance for your sport. Your body wants to do what you want it to do, okay? Our bodies, our minds are designed so that if we do something all the time, we get better at it. Who here has ever gone in the garden and started digging with a shovel? Okay, what happens? You get calluses on your hands. They hurt, they bleed. What happens if you keep doing it over and over? Those calluses get so strong and hard that you'll never ever have that problem again. This is essentially the adaptation that we go through. Now, obviously with soccer, you're gonna have similar adaptations, okay? The muscles in your legs, the skills that you obtain, your eye-foot coordination is going to get better through doing these skills. So you really wanna focus on treating yourself well. Train hard, eat well, sleep and recover, okay? And don't be in a rush to lose body fat. So if you want to look at specifically athletes, they did a really cool study in Division I volleyball players. They had a group of them lose weight very rapidly and another group of them lose weight very slowly. The group that lost weight slowly, which was less than 1% of their body weight per week, so if you are, as you said, whatever, 150 pounds, that would be 1.5 pounds or less per week, okay? Sometimes that's not exciting. You're not gonna see 5-10 pounds come off the scale right away. But those athletes maintained their performance. The ones that lost weight quicker than that, you guessed it, their performance in their sport decreased. And as a Division I athlete, you can imagine what's more important, weight loss or performance. So there's certainly a place where you can have both. You can have the ideal amount of body weight and perform. If you allow your body to eat, train, and recover, it's going to perform for you, but you have to treat yourself well, okay? So going on a diet and losing 40 pounds in 3 months, doing 600 calories, that's just 150 grams of protein a day. I can't even imagine how hard that must have been. And I understand you probably saw some drastic changes from day to day and week to week, and that motivation drove you. But I hope this will be a lesson for a lot of you guys. This is where we can get into some real problems, because if you listen to the situation that she's in right now, she weighs the same that she weighed before. She has less lean body mass and a much slower metabolic rate. So what does that mean? That means if she tries to lose weight again, she's gonna lose more lean body mass and have to take her calories even lower. And she's probably gonna put the weight right back on. And what does that end up doing? This is where you can get into a place where you're overweight, obese, and can't lose weight. Have you ever heard people say, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight? You have to allow your calories to come back up. You have to allow the body fat to stay with you for a little while. But if you don't focus solely on the scale and you focus on your performance, you will see changes in your physique. Just don't get attached to seeing the changes so quickly. In fact, some weeks you might even lose body fat, increase lean body mass, and so there'll be a net no change on the scale, but you will look different, okay? I know it can be hard, guys, but don't only focus on the number on the scale. That is just one unit of measure that we can use. How our clothing fits, how our measurements are, our performance, okay? Perhaps you go out on the soccer pitch and you're able to do more endurance work, okay, in a shorter amount of time. Maybe you perform better. Maybe you can out sprint your old speeds. Maybe you're doing sprint work. Again, I don't know soccer training that well, but I played baseball and basketball growing up. I knew when I felt refreshed and recovered because I would go up and I could actually dunk the ball some days, and some days I would be so exhausted I couldn't, right? Same thing with baseball. There would be days where I could throw really hard, and some days I would just feel like, man, my arm has no juice to it. And that's because I wasn't recovered. And the same thing is going to happen to you. Treat yourself well, recover, and don't focus on losing weight too fast. Those are my answers for you. Hey, hope you're having a great day, guys. And if you're still here, hit the subscribe button, because you love listening to this old coach talk about fat loss and performance and muscle building and all the things I love. And if you have a question, comment, leave it below, or direct message me, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.